All right, so let's try to make a bench. I found this image, so I'm going to try to model it off of this. So first I'm going to make a cube, right? I'm just going to go to scale. I'm just going to stretch that out some, and I'm just going to scale this down so it's not so big. All right, so now we have our cube here. Right, so we have our cube. I'm just going to move that over here. Great. I'm going to do Control A, Control A, and I'm just going to apply scale on this. Great. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a plane, mesh plane. We'll put that here. I'm just going to scale that down a little bit too, like that. Great. Awesome. And next we're gonna add a Bezier curve. So you get this little curve thing. We're gonna hit tab to go into edit mode. We'll press A and then we'll press X for delete, and we'll delete the vertices. So that's gonna get rid of that curve in edit mode, but we still have the curve selection. So we're gonna draw a curve. So we have draw right here. So I'm gonna click that, and I'm going to draw a curve. I'll just start from here, and you could see I'm just going to draw like the shape of the bench and just kind of like do my best to get that. And then when we have the shape, we could kind of edit our curve a bit. So I'm just going to like grab this one. Maybe let's turn off that. Maybe I'll grab this and pull it back a little. I could rotate this so it's more straight, and I'm just gonna make this like a bit more even. I want to like flatten this out a little bit, right? And we could just kind of edit this and move these points around. And I'm just trying to get the shape of that bench, so something like this looks okay. Maybe I'll pull this back a little bit. Maybe we'll pull this back, something like that. All right. So now we have this shape of of our curved bench. Maybe I'll bring this down a little bit. Right. Okay. I think that looks okay. Great. So now we're going to take our plane and we're going to add an array, right? Let's see, maybe like, I don't know. I'll do 1.1 for right now. We're going to go to fit to curve, and then we're going to pick our curve, right? Then we're going to we're going to do constant offset instead of relative offset. So let's open that up. I'll do it 1.1 again. Again. Then we're going to go to curve right here, and we're just going to pick our Bezier curve. So you could see, move this. Let's do Control A. There we go. Control A to scale. There we go. So now you could see we have like the kind of like our planes kind of following this curve along, right? Next, what we're going to do is we're going to grab this. We're going to grab this and this. and we're gonna go to here, but we're gonna do Command P. That's gonna open our parent. We're gonna combine with object. Then we're gonna do faces. So now you see we have, and if we want to hide this, we're just gonna do hide like that. And we could open this up and we could just hide our cube too, so we don't see it. Great, so now we just have our bench. Right now if we move it, it's gonna like change, so we don't want that. We like it like this, so we're gonna click on it, we're gonna right click, and we're gonna convert it to a mesh. So now we should have our like bench shape. Looks pretty good. I'm just gonna move the origin back to like the center, like right about here, and then maybe right over here. Great. So I just click options and click origin. Okay, so now we have our bench right here. We're gonna make like the railing and the legs now, right? So I'm gonna take this curve. We're gonna go to this little data part right here, and where it says geometry, we're gonna just extrude a little bit. And you can see it gives it some thickness, so you know, we'll just pick something maybe like around that. That should be good. So we could just like position that into a good spot, so it's like kind of like in and touching our like cubes. I don't know, something like that. We might need to edit the curve a little bit, so right, so let's hit tab. I'm just gonna edit this curve. I'm just gonna pull these out a little so they're like sticking out, I think, a little bit like that. And I could grab this one, and I could grab this one. Something like that I think looks fine. So now we have that, that's great. So we can grab this, we can right click and convert it to a mesh. Right, now we'll hit tab to go back into edit mode. We could hit A, and we could just extrude that and get our like little bracket, right? Hit tab. If it looks shaded weird, just right click it and do shade flat. That should be okay. So we want to get this to the other side, so we could add our mirror. And we'll just click our bench, and it's mirroring on the Y, so we'll get rid of the X. Right, so it should look like that now. So let me hit tab and go into edit mode. So now I want to make like the leg part, so I guess the leg would probably be around here, maybe right here. So I'm going to select that edge. I'm going to hold Shift S, and I'm going to go to cursor to selected. So that will bring the cursor right here. So I'm going to do Shift A and add a cylinder, and I'm just going to scale that down so it's like the right size. I'll just move it down so it's like sitting in the right spot, so something like that. I'm going to press 3 to go to faces. I'm going to select this face right here, and I'm just going to hit, and then I'm just going to look at the side, and I'll just bring this down maybe like to about here. That should be good for our leg. Right, so if I look here, I could see what kind of like those little panels look like, right? So again, I'm just gonna select this face. I'm gonna do Shift S again. I'm gonna do cursor to selected, so we get something like that. I'll do Shift A. I'll make like a plane. I'll just scale that to size so it like is fitting the way I want, maybe like that. I'm going to do 2 to go to edges. I'm just going to select these edges right here. I'm going to hit E to extrude. Maybe I'll hit Z so that I could pull it down a little bit. I'm going to go to, I'm going to press S to scale. And I'm going to scale on the X in this example. So I'm scaling like that. Right? Maybe like that. Then I'm gonna hit E to extrude again. This time I'm gonna hit S to scale. I'll hit X so I could pull it out. Now I have this like leg shape. I'll probably like bevel it a little bit, so maybe I'll grab all these edges right here like that. I'm just going to do a Control B to bevel and just kind of like round that out. So I have something like this, right? We could maybe bevel this part, so I'm going to do Control R. Maybe I'll do like 3. Maybe I'll do 4 like that. So then I'm going to grab this edge and I'm going to grab this edge, and I'm just going to use my proportional editing right up here. I'm just going to hit S and then X and just kind of like pull it out, scroll till I get it the roundness I want. So I think like something like that looks okay. Maybe they're a little long, so I'll just grab that and maybe I'll just hit S and X and let me turn off proportional editing, S and X, and I'll just scale that down a little bit more. So it's something like that. And then last but not least, I'm just gonna add a little thickness. So I'm just gonna hit E to extrude and I'll just pull it down a bit. So now you can see we got like a little bench. You know, and should be good to go.